Hey guys, Daft here. So today I wanted to talk about game mechanics and specifically jumping and jumping on inclines and how the game Planetside 2 actually handles this, because it's a little different than most games would. Okay, so here's our staircase, and we're going to be running down the staircase. Now in most games, jumping, whether you're at the top, bottom, or the middle of the staircase, handles exactly the same. It's the exact same jump, you're going to get the same height, meaning that if you jump at the middle of the staircase, you're going to have the most advantage. But in Planetside 2, it's a little bit different. You actually inherit your vertical velocity when you jump, so if you're traveling down, you get less height in your jump than if you were to be traveling on a flat surface. So the advantage if you're going down a staircase is either to jump at the top or the bottom, depending on the situation. Now let's look at traveling up the staircase. Again, in most games, the jump handles exactly the same. So if you were to jump on the staircase itself, what's going to happen is you're going to get the exact same height, but since you're moving up a hill, you're going to impact the hill again, and the jump's not going to be very effective. But in Planetside 2, you're actually going to inherit that upwards velocity. So when you jump on the staircase, you're going to get more height, and your jump's going to look a little bit normal. So the best idea is to actually jump at the very top of the staircase, because you're going to inherit that vertical velocity, you're going to jump really high, and you're going to propel yourself above where the top of the staircase ends up. So here's what that looks like. Jump at the top, the middle, and the bottom, and you can see jumping in the middle is not very effective. Now coming back up, jump at the bottom, the middle, and the top. And you can see that that middle jump was much higher. So in a situation where this actually exists, in the spawn location, there's this little curb. Now if you jump at the right time, you're going to inherit that vertical velocity and get a really high jump out of it. So here's a standard jump, and now we're going to jump at the curb. So now the cool thing is, some of these tricks that you've used in the past, now you can actually understand why they work. So for this trick that I use, you can actually get inside the tech plant as an engineer, or basically any class other than light assault. And we use the same trick to jump off this wedge. Now I'm showing you what it looks like when you don't jump off the wedge, seeing that you can't make it. But now we use that upward velocity of that wedge, we can get up onto this bar, and then from here, jump over to the top of the force field. And from up here, it's a very useful location. You can pick off infantry, you can get in and kill a Sunder if you need to. If it doesn't have mine guard, you can always throw some mines down, and they're pretty screwed. So let's do this one more time. Let's jump down over here, and we're going to run up this little wedge, jump up onto the post, up here, and across to the force field. And it's going to take a little bit to get the actual jumps down to get it up, but when you get it, you can do some pretty cool stuff. Drop their spawn force field, anything you really want to. And it is actually useful in battle situations. You get to protect yourself, though, because you are pretty vulnerable, especially to people inside that force field if they notice you. But they probably won't expect you to get over the top. In my last video, I did a tips and tricks on lift and fall damage of the lift system. And one thing I failed to mention is that you can actually adjust your speed while in the lift. And this kind of has to do with the movement mechanics of the game. But you can see I'm actually traveling faster here. And even going down the lift, you can increase your speed by moving forward or pulling backwards if you want to travel at a slower rate of speed. The only negative side of this is you tend to move around in the lift because you can't look exactly down or up. So you kind of have to do like a rotating dance kind of thing. But this is very useful if you're trying to actually do battle in the lift system. You can wait for somebody, slow down, or you can, get away from them faster by looking up and just accelerating away. And as always, you have a short time when you're invulnerable that after you exit the lift system, so you can take advantage of that. I went more in depth on this on my last tips and tricks video, so if you want to see more on that, go ahead and click the link below. But if you guys found this useful, give me a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss anything more that I come out with, subscribe to the channel, so that way you can always keep up to date. On a side note, the jumping system in Planetside I'm actually not very fond of, and finding out this little trick I can see it being used for weird things. I already don't like the way people jump around in combat like little bunnies, and it's effective, which is why I don't like it. And I can see this being used in that kind of a situation. But The reason I make these videos is because I want people to understand the game mechanics and use them to the best of their ability. After all, they're in the game. I mean, it's not broken. This is the way Planetside was built. And if the devs do want to fix it, you know, that's up to them. But in the meantime, everybody should know how the game works and be able to use that to their advantage. Alright guys, hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll see you guys out there.